Hi guys, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles. Today I want to tell you about a book that I read or slash listened to. It was an audiobook that was really good, and I love the character analysis on it. You guys know I'm big into those of you that have watched me, I'm really big into getting to know the characters. I thought it was good. I actually now have listened or slash read all of Natalie Barelli's books that are available on Libby. There's one more on hold right now, but I've really liked most of them, and I thought this one was good. It was kind of a slow burn. It is called Unfaithful by Natalie Barelli. And let me just tell you, this character became unraveled and became unhinged, and you watched her slowly fall apart. I thought that was just incredible. It happened kind of slowly, but let me just tell you what it's about. She's a math professor, married, has a couple children, okay? And, she seems to have it all. A nice home, a wonderful husband, two adorable, adoring kids. Now, she hasn't spoken to her mother in a while, and her mother and her are not close. Her mother, I guess, was very critical. Now, Anna is a math professor, and she's always wanted to find out or solve kind of like a math puzzle. So her student, one of her star students, also wanted to do the same thing, and they were going to work on this together. Well, her star student is discovered unalived, and I won't go into details on that. And so there's a story behind what happened with that. So that's one of the storylines. Another one is she suspects that her husband is not being faithful. So there's things going on there. And also she's having trouble at her workplace. And basically the story started out kind of good. Things were going well. Her star student's working on this equation, as you would say, puzzle, and they're working on it together, okay? And it's the story of that at the beginning. Then her student ends up being found unalived, and then it goes from there. Finds out that her husband may be not being faithful, so what's going on with that? And then things happen at work, and just more and more things come, and it also doesn't help that she is estranged from her mother. They didn't, like I said, have a good relationship. Her mother was very critical. I will tell you that, and I don't feel like that gives you any twist. But basically, you find that this character is falling apart. So it's kind of slow. There isn't anything, graphic, I don't think, or anything in it that would be shocking or all that. So I don't feel like it's an offensive novel to listen to by any means. But basically, then you feel like the narrator, you don't know whether you're rooting for or whether you don't like her, because she makes some very bad decisions, okay? Plus, it doesn't help that in this book, she doesn't start off doing this, but she starts drinking a little bit. So when she starts drinking, she's not so sure what she's doing after she's been drinking, okay? And she's making poor choices. She's not remembering things. And so basically, it's just the total unraveling of a character and what's going on. How did the student become unalive? Is her husband living another life? What's going on with the people she works with? Some of her friends, family. What is happening? What is reality and what is not reality? But it's called Unfaithful. I definitely think you would find it entertaining, and I do definitely recommend. I think a lot of Natalie Barelli's books. Now, I mentioned to you guys that I won't be doing as many videos on this channel, but part of the reason why, and I wanted to share this, let's just say that I had all the time in the world. I still don't think I would be able to do as many, and this is the main reason. It's not like a money channel. Money channel, you can come up with so many ideas. I mean, I have tons of ideas. Yeah, some of them you might have heard before, but you can always put a different twist on it. With books, you have to read a lot of books. Like, I know of a booktuber that she actually reads one book a day, okay? And, I don't read one book a day. I probably read 2 books a week. And the thing is, a lot of the books I read are very what I call mediocre. They're just okay. And this month so far, in the month of July, there's 3 books that I just didn't finish. And so, you know what? If I don't finish them, I don't really tell about them. And there's like 3 books that I did finish that are just and I figured, why would I want to tell you about a mediocre book? If I'm going to tell you about a book, I either want to tell you something, I'd tell you a list of books I didn't finish and why, or I want to tell you about a book that I think's going to pull you in, that I think you're going to actually enjoy. But what I love about this book is watching the unhinged and unraveling of a character spiraling down. And then, even though it's a slow burn, it finishes up nice and has a lot of twists and turns. And I suspected something was going on, and a suspicion of who was behind a lot of the mischief, but I was incorrect on my assumption, and it took a whole different twist at the end. So that's all I had to say, guys. What books are you reading right now? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below, and I'll just see you on the next video. Love you guys. Bye.